So on either side of their anus, they have a little sac, and it holds fluid, and it's just similar to a skunk that has glands. And the skunk sprays, they let off that smell. Well, the dogs have a smell too. It's not quite as bad as a skunk, but it's... Sure.
So just along the lines of itchiness, for dogs and sometimes cats, we've seen it, expressing their anal glands. I feel like it's so different. Like, you know, I have a friend and they've never taken their dog to the vet to have their anal glands expressed.
Right.
And then I have a dog, Mia, and I just feel like all the time she's scooting, and I'm not sure why, and she should have them expressed probably more than we bring her, but it's just so much.
Yes. You just have bad luck.
Yeah.
So it's your dog.
Yeah, and she's a big dog too. I feel like most of the time it's little dogs.
It seems like it is mostly small dogs. Yeah, like when you think of Cocker Spaniels and Beagles, they seem to have it a lot. But some dogs go their whole life and never have any problems. So on either side of their anus, they have a little sac, and it holds fluid, and it's just similar to a skunk that has glands. And the skunk sprays, they let off that smell. Well, the dogs have a smell too. It's not quite as bad as a skunk, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah. So we have to, sometimes that gland, if it makes a little fluid, and when they have a bowel movement, then it secretes a little bit of fluid, and it leaves a scent trail that other dogs can smell, and they can kind of mark their territory with that. Well, if they have a problem with it, like this is a tiny little tube or a little duct that it comes out of, and if they make like kind of a waxy secretion, it'll plug that tube, and then the gland will fill up, and then there's pressure there, and your dog will scoot his butt on the floor or turn around and chew. Sometimes they'll chew on their tail because they can't reach their butt, and they'll just chew and chew and chew, and that's kind of a signal that it's bothering them.
Yeah, that's time to bring
and so we have to either hear, or the groomer can do it and express their glands.
Is that something that you can do kind of preventatively, or is it just as you see that it's bothering them, bring them in?
We have some dogs that are kind of like a clock, you know, and people know it's like every 3.5 weeks I have to get his glands expressed, or else he's going to start scrubbing on the carpet and all this.
You
and
kind of know their schedule.
Yeah, and we can do it on a preventive basis. And some people come every 6 weeks for their haircut, and the groomer expresses them, and that takes care of it, and you don't have to worry about it. And you know,
if they're scooting and you don't bring them in,
well, what they do is it's like they damage themselves. They scoot and scoot until they'll scoot on the sidewalk, and they'll just rub themselves raw, and then they can have a skin infection there, and then they can break out in scabs. They can be bleeding. They can have problems. Or if it gets clogged up really bad, and then in bacteria starts to grow in that gland, sometimes it gets infected, and then you have this abscess, and it bursts out, and you can have serious drainage and pain and a number of things. So
just bring them in, express their anal glands.
Maybe went too far down that road, but too graphic for that one.
I would be interested in it.
So it's very common.
There's that. What is it? He gets. Oh, you saying it. You saying it. Oh, hello. You are. Oh, Boozy. It just smells bad. You can't eat it.